हरिः ॐ शं नो मित्रस्यं वरुणः शं नो भवत्वर्यमा शं न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शं नो विष्णुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि व्रतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Now Master is explaining about the planet Jupiter. It is the ancient wisdom which never changes. That is the secret of creation and nature. That is what is known by the grace of Jupiter. So, this is a very wonderful statement. First of all, you have to understand, whenever we want to know about the Jupiter, means wisdom. Jupiter means wisdom. This is the first thing we have to understand about the Jupiter. There are certain key words to every planet. Suppose sun, will, moon, reflection or the mind, Mars, courage or power, Mercury, the intelligence. These are the original qualities of the planets. So I explained to you in the first level, in the beginning classes under the chapter, the planets. Okay. If you want, you please go back and refer to the planets. I have sent you my book also, Astrology of the Divine Science. I explained very clearly about the planets, the positive side and the negative side, and how to adopt the good qualities of the planets in our life. All these things I explained very clearly and exhaustively. Okay. So now, Jupiter means wisdom. Here Master is telling one thing, very important thing. The ancient wisdom which never changes. This is the secret of creation. And nature, that is what is known by the grace of Jupiter. Ancient wisdom never changes. This is the secret of the nature. This secret is known to us by the grace of the planet Jupiter. That is the main purpose of the Jupiter in this creation or in this solar system. So, for every planet there is a positive side and the negative side. Suppose, even though Jupiter is also on the negative side in our horoscope by any chance, we don't want that. All of us, unless our Jupiter is strong, I'm repeating again, unless the Jupiter in our horoscope is not strong, we cannot come into the spiritual side of life. It is the yogic side of life. We cannot develop interest in astrology and the culture and reading the good books, following the master, try to understand the seven masters and their wisdom. If it is there, means Jupiter should be very strong, at least up to some point in our horoscopes. You please take it for granted, I am telling you. So, we have to understand the negative side of Jupiter also. What the negative trait of Jupiter is? The pride, ego, a false prestige, overconfidence. Always he feels that he is right. Some foolishness will be there. He believes whatever he thinks it is true. But this is not true. Because these are the negative traits of Jupiter. Also, Jupiter is on the positive side is lot of happiness, very decent living, a polite behavior. They are very discriminative. They are very loving. Lot of wisdom and intelligence, not intelligence, lot of wisdom, above knowledge. And they are very elderly persons. They are the good well-wishers. If we have any good friend with a strong Jupiter, we can rely on them. He can guide us like anything. That's why we rely on the masters, because in their horoscope, Jupiter should be very, very, very strong on the positive side. Now, so once again, I am telling you again, try to understand the positive side of the planets and try to follow those guidelines. Even though they are working in a negative side in our horoscope, don't worry about that and don't go into that side, and try to follow the positive qualities of the planets. That is the best way, and this is the best way to go further into the evolution and to cross the lower triad or lower triangle or lower three planes and transcend from the lower side of the nature to the higher side of the nature. Okay. Then comes Venus. Venus means pure love. Like wisdom is Jupiter, Venus is the pure love. On the negative side, what happens? It leads to indulgence and sensuous nature, and he lives in his senses. He wanted to satisfy his senses. Okay, he is very passionate. He needs pleasures all the time. He spends all his time only with the sensual things, enjoyment of life, spending a lot of money for the very costly things, not valuable things. Valuable things are different from the costly things. So if Venus is very strong, they spend their money for the charity or with their love and to help the people, and they create harmony where they are. If the Venus is very strong, they create harmony where they are. They are very strong in the fine arts. They speak very smooth, very lovely, very sweetly. They're full of love with them. If the Venus is not strong in the horoscope and works in a negative side, they are very passionate and luxurious. That is the problem with them. All the time they go to the movies and theaters and the dancing, pubs and clubs and all this type of and very fashion with clothes and follow the new trend of fashions, all these things. They waste their money and time like anything, and they will end up in a lot of problems after some time. So this is about the Venus. And about the Saturn, if you come to the Saturn side, then he gives you a good order and discipline. The positive side of the Saturn is the discipline, hard work, perseverance, patience. These are the very good qualities of the Saturn. The negative trait he gives is fault finding, very lazy, not disciplined, but he expects discipline from the others, but he is very undisciplined. So these are the negative and the positive qualities of Saturn. If somebody wanted to be free from the negative qualities of the Saturn, there is only one quality: don't give any scope to the laziness. Try to finish off the jobs before time. No postponement. Eat properly, sleep properly, and try to live a disciplined life, a decent life, a program in the life. This is be clean in your mind and your body. This is very important. Be clean in your mind and your body and in the habits. These are the keynotes to overcome the negative side of the Saturn. So whenever he responds to the negative traits, he will experience suffering either from the society or through the food and drink or through the disturbances of health or unfavorable circumstances. In any way, he experiences the result of his wrong reaction. If it belongs to the immediate karma, he experiences it immediately. But if it belongs to the long-standing karma, he will experience it up to old age. That is, if it belongs to Saturn, because Saturn is the lord of old age. But if it belongs to Uranus, Neptune and Pluto, he will experience the results in the next birth. because no human body can live as long as the higher planets complete one cycle in zodiac. This is very important here. What is important here, Master is telling here, Saturn is a very slow moving planet. Planet denotes the old age. So, sometimes he gives the ill aspects, results immediately, but very rarely. It's a very slow moving planet. It creates the problems at the old age. People who are suffering with ill health or any other problem at the old age means it is because of the negative aspects of the Saturn. So remember, if the Saturn is afflicted in the horoscope, be careful from the beginning itself, because it will create a problem inside, but we are not aware of that. And slowly the problem creeps up, and slowly, and then comes out when we are very old. It is very dangerous in the life. It is like a chronic disease. You understand? It is a fever, or a cold, or a cough, or some viral fever, or a flu, whatever it may be. It will come very fast, but disappears also very fast, where very few people will die. We can go for the treatment immediately because the results are very immediate. Results are very severe. Suffering is very severe. Immediately we will go to the doctor and take the medicine from the doctor and take the treatment, and we will try to come out of it. And generally we will come out of it very quickly. But the cancer, or the TB, or any deep acting diseases inside, we call them chronic. All these problems are the results of the slow moving planets like Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, something like that. So the negative aspects of the negative results of the Saturn we feel at the old age. That's why be careful. So which planet is aspecting with the negative side in your horoscope, please understand that if they are the slow moving planets or with malefic aspects, be careful from the beginning itself. Try to follow the path of yoga 100%. Do some exercises. Follow the diet restrictions. Take the hygienic and good food which suits your constitution. It is very important. And do some exercises or yoga. Definitely do pranayama every day, 2 times, morning and evening, 10 minutes. Do the meditation. Follow the rules of yoga, follow yama and niyama, 100%. Take the medicines properly, if possible, take the natural medicines, natural foods, organic things. Live very close to the nature. At least once or twice in a year, go to the forest, go to the nature, where you find the 5 elements. Go to the riverside, go to the near to the lake. Stay there for 1 week or at least 3 or 4 days, and to have a cool breeze. Then do the pranayamas and meditations. So go to the nature, live in the nature at least once in a week, once in a year, at least 1 week, 10 days, or twice in a year, at least 3 days like that, as per your convenience. It is very, very good to continue the good health. Try to solve the health problems with the natural medicines, the naturopathy, or the next alternative is the homeopathy, or the next alternative is the Ayurveda. The last alternative is the allopathy. If the situation is very critical, or if you need any first aid, or if you need immediate attention of the doctor, then go to the allopathy without any second thoughts. This is the way you have to live in this world. So, what Master is telling here, if it is the problem with the Uranus and Neptune and Pluto, generally they will not come into action in this birth, because their movement is very, very slow. Our life is not enough to live such a long time with the progressions of those planets. That's why generally they carry to the next life. That is what Master is telling here. So, when the karma belongs to the higher planets, the results are seen in the next birth and they materialize in the form of tendencies that is to have defects in eating and drinking, as a result experience ill health. If the result belongs to a very deep nature, the fellow will be attracted to unhealthy parents and he will get the hereditary diseased conditions congenitally. If the problems are with the planets who are very far in the solar system, that is, what are those planets? Uranus, Neptune and Pluto. If those are the planets, the problem with those planets, what happens? When we born in the next birth, we will be attracted to those parents with the last karma, with the attraction of the karma, and the people with these aspects born with the congenital problems, hereditary problems, means they will suffer with those problems from their childhood itself. These symptoms, these qualities of those planets come as default in the next birth as their attitude. This is very dangerous. So if you see the children, you can identify very easily what I am explaining here. Some people are very kind from their childhood itself. Some people, they are very aggressive from their childhood itself. Some children, they are very moody from the childhood itself. Some people, they are very, very healthy and some people are very, very unhealthy from the childhood. What the reason? Can we explain about it? Only the law of karma explain about this. This is what Master is explaining here. He will suffer from sickness and frequently. In this sense, planets are called bad and good, but every painful experience gives his expected wisdom to the person and offers a good opportunity to change the tendencies that are there by birth. So it is the opportunity given to the planet, given to the individual by the planets to understand these tendencies in him. Why he got all these tendencies? He got all these tendencies because of his previous past karma. He has to understand those tendencies and he will try to overcome those tendencies in this birth itself. There is no question of postponement again in any name. If those tendencies are there, come to us by birth from these planets, we have to plan our life in such a way to overcome those tendencies without trying to escape or postpone once again. Okay. So they have to feel this is a good opportunity to change the tendencies by birth. When the change is made, the wrong reaction is neutralized. When the change is made and the tendencies are changed, what happens? The wrong reaction is neutralized. When we begin to enter into the Buddhic plane, the negative reaction is very rapidly eliminated. So once we accept the reality, the truth of the past karma, when we understand the negative tendencies in us, when we accept them without throwing the blame on somebody else, or without trying to escape or run away from those tendencies, from those problems created by those tendencies, then automatically our consciousness will be shifted into the Buddhic plane. When once the consciousness will shift into the Buddhic plane, what happens? All the reactions is rapidly eliminated. So from the time we enter the Buddhic plane, the progress is very rapid. When once we enter into the Buddhic plane, the progress is very rapid. Until then it is very difficult. The change is compared by Patanjali like this. So this is what Master explained. When once we enter into the Buddhic plane, what happens? The change goes very fast into the positive side of things. And in evolution also, we travel very fast, we go very fast. And once we enter into the Buddhic plane, then we will enter into the kingdom of the wisdom. Kingdom of the wisdom means kingdom of the masters and kingdom of the devas. When once we are there, we are very much safe. We have to understand that our next goal is to enter into the wisdom, we enter into the Buddhic plane, we have to enter into the wisdom plane, we have to enter into the kingdom of the masters and the devas. So this is one of the wonderful lecture given by the master. Thanks to him. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.